I mean, the stock's up a lot this morning. Obviously, the street is impressed in terms of that adjusted profit number. You surprise everyone's expectations. Is that level of profit something that we can see throughout the rest of this year? I know you said you want to be cash flow positive, profitable in full year 2018, but is that specific level something we should expect, or higher, lower?
Well, remember I said, the consensus right now out there, we feel very comfortable, and our model just kind of matches that. So, and I think the consensus is like 5 cents, 6 cents for the year profitability, cash flow positive, and that you should go with that.
Right, okay. I mean, we were talking about this, in past quarters about how the market still is not valuing BlackBerry as a software company, and it looks like you're getting closer to that, but you're still, in terms of your multiple, below some of the other companies, that are pure software plays. Do you think that the market will kind of eventually come around and start valuing a little bit higher?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we do need to execute. When we make the pivot change, it was not easy, as you know, and you've been following our story for a long time. It's not a straight line up, but we have made the progress that we need to make, and I think the fundamentals are very strong. I think the cybersecurity area is a good area for us, as you know, that is our heritage. I think the auto and transportation area that kind of now intersect with that area is a huge area for us. I mean, literally, when I look through the market, we're the only company that is of any size that could claim to play in that space. So I think it's very, very interesting for us, and we need to execute it. If we could repeat doing well, a few quarters out, I think the investor will wake up.
Well, you mentioned autos, and I mean, obviously, even yesterday we had some news. I think it was a move that had already happened, but the announcement that 400 BlackBerry employees were moving to Ford and are now Ford employees, helping them with that. I mean, but you have a whole partnership with Ford that goes beyond that. That includes current BlackBerry employees, QNX, all these different things. And you mentioned that you could see more of those deeper partnerships with other automakers. So instead of just selling them your products, maybe working on things together. What do you mean by that? I mean, could we see something with GM or one of the European automakers?
Well, I don't want to really go into the names, so I'm working on, with our team, we're working on a number of them. Yes, we like to be upfront with them in designing the next generation car. We like to go beyond just, hey, I buy something from you and then I use it. So we like to do that, but it's really resonate with a lot of. I mean, I was in Europe last week. Can't tell you who I visited, but I was in Europe. It was good. I think people could understand where BlackBerry add value there.
Right. The deadline for H-1B visas is coming up very quickly, and I know this is an issue that you're personally passionate about. It's obviously immigration is important for your business, for the larger tech community in the U.S. We're sort of not exactly sure what is going to happen with the H-1B program, but I mean, what is sort of your thinking on that right now that we've had a few months since the election? Do you think we will see some serious disruption to that specific H-1B program?
And I think the wording from the administrations and public was right. I think it unfortunately got tied up with the whole bigger issue of immigrations. But countries in the United States needs more talents in engineering, in science, medicine, in many areas. So the H-1B visa is a very critical component to kind of continue to add talent to the pool, to the pool. And now we are very lucky because we actually have good operation in the United States. We also have great operation in Canada, and Canada does have a lot of great talent. In addition to that, Canada immigration policies have been set and hasn't really changed a lot, and we've been able to attract foreigners to come to our Canadian operation, and we're big in Ottawa and Mississauga and Toronto and Waterloo, and so we have a little bit of a way out.
You're diversified for your business.
So and then we're also in European countries and in India, and so I think we're reasonably set in this. Having said that, it's still an important element for us and for a lot of the tech company in the United States.
I mean, do you think that there's been anything recently that says, okay, maybe it's not going to be as big of a change, or we're not going to see as much disruption as maybe we felt in the days after the election or even during the campaign?
Yeah, I do believe that when the both sides, whoever the both sides are, sit down and hammer out a deal, It will not be as, quote unquote, as robust as it was first stated, but I do expect to move the needle some.
Right. Okay. Interesting. The last thing I wanted to ask you about is, obviously there have always been acquisition rumors flying around about BlackBerry throughout your time here and throughout the turnaround. But you're really in a position now where you can say, look, you have definitely stabilized the business. You have growth. I mean, are you getting more inbounds? Are you getting more people suddenly being interested in potentially acquiring BlackBerry?
Well, I shouldn't be commenting that in public, but people are always interested in the assets that we have. My job is to get the great return for the shareholders, one way or the other. But right now I'm focusing on operation, and we're just starting to see some growth. We'd like to continue that, we have many areas that we still need to work on. The auto area, the radar, which is our assets trackers area, those are great promises, and our enterprise software. So I think I have a lot of work to do, but to worry about whether there's any more inbound or somebody like that. The job really is to get ourselves to a market value that makes sense.
Okay.
And then if there is another event beyond that, I'm open as a public company officer, but that's not my focus.